My chief said we brain banging, we ain't gang banging. So welcome to Brain Bang University, motherfuckers. I'm the motherfucking dean of the university, and I'm gonna brain bang your ass into submission. I'm gonna let that sink in while I like my blunt.
Smoke some, bitch.
So this is a 650 home flip on a Y'all Eyes Gonna See. So the title of this one is Y'all Eyes Is Gonna See. I should have named it Y'all Ass Gonna See because your eyes is too fucking blind. But I'm gonna give the people a minute to get in here, and we're gonna have a discussion. And we're gonna talk about how our people, the ones that is the tribes, I ain't talking about the imposters that look like us that ain't us now. I'm talking about us. Right? So, me and Empress Redbird is coming to get all our shit for our tribes, and the tribes is bucking the authority. They bucking the jurisdiction with no facts. Everybody got an opinion, just like everybody got an asshole. And some of y'all opinions smell worse than your asshole. You're so full of shit that it comes out as an opinion. Right? So, yep. So you got a lot of people call themselves debunking the Empress and her documents. It ain't got nothing to do with whether they like her or don't like her. Most of the people mad because they not the ones who got a loyal title to the land. So they say her loyal title is not real. They mad because they don't have a track record. See, before I ever met Empress Redbird, this is what people don't know. I keep telling y'all, they was giving her the receipt that matched the work that I was doing. When I put them motherfuckers on notice back on July the 4th, 2019, come on now, 13 days later, July the 6th, I gave them the public notice to return our shit 13 days later. That's called a Queen Mother Seal for those who ain't never dealt with them lodge motherfuckers, which takes me to another point. Everybody that's a Mason or a Freemason ain't bad, and everybody that's a Mason or a Freemason ain't good. All of those lettered organizations from the universities and the college and the HBCUs, all them motherfuckers ain't good, but all them motherfuckers ain't bad. All these motherfuckers is being tricked and trapped in contracts. They being deceived, tricked, trapped in a contract. This is why I wasn't allowed to get alphabets behind my name. So when I tell y'all something, it ain't from the university giving me white man lies. And the white man ain't even fucking white. That's why they white man lies. The first lie is that the white man white. The next lie is that these red niggas over here in America is black, right? But the truth of the matter is this a terms in the chess game that we playing against each other. Oh God, you devil, George Burns, the devil and goddamn God sitting across the table from each other playing chess. The devil lost, been lost. But you got the people that we fighting for undermining us fighting for them, right? They not saying, well, I've been dealing with these people this amount of time, and they gave me this document right here to prove who the fuck I am. First of all, if you were sovereign, you born that way. And everybody who think you need a piece of paper to validate your sovereignty is a mental slave. I'm going to repeat that. This is for all you good Moors out there to know the difference between a righteous Moor and a dirty Moor. Everybody who believe they need a piece of paper to substantiate, validate your sovereign status, you a mental slave. I'm going to let that sink in while I light my blunt. Just so y'all know that I wasn't misspoken, I'm going to say it one more time. Anybody who believe that you need a piece of paper to validate your sovereign status is a mental slave. Not only is you a mental slave, you've been deceived by the enemy. You was born sovereign. Your blood quantum determines your level of understanding your status as a sovereign. You don't need no fucking paperwork. We've been doing the oral tradition long before the motherfuckers ever came over here, but y'all don't remember that shit. How is a piece of paper, whether it's an allodial title or whether it's a nationality card? First of all, if you got a nationality, you on the same status as a vessel at sea. If a ship is on the ocean, it's a citizen to whoever flag it fly. You classified as civilly mortis, presumed dead, lost at sea. How did you get that way? How did you get to be presumed dead and lost at sea? You don't even know. This is why you call black, but you don't even know. I'm going to walk you through it. They claim we crashed our landmass into their ship called the Plymouth. Malcolm told y'all clear as day, and they played repeatedly. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. The good ship Plymouth is also known in your history books as the Mayflower. Go look it up. The Mayflower is the Plymouth, and the Plymouth is the one that levied the lien on the land. But it's not a regular lien. It's a salvage right. Under salvage right, when you find a shipwreck, you stake a claim to the shipwreck, and you raise your flag on the ocean, and you say, hey, I found this ship. And then you got to give people the opportunity to claim the ship. We the fucking ships. Every sovereign individual is the shipwreck. We the shipwreck. This is why you classified in law as civilly mortis, black in law. Another reason, those tribes, what we call totem clans or root tribes, had to come forth from the darkness of antiquity to step to the front to show you motherfuckers what's going on behind your back in your motherfucking face. They keeping this secret squirrel shit so that y'all don't ever know this government is a whole corporation, has nothing to do with administering governmental procedures. It has nothing to do with administering what they call jurisprudence. It don't have nothing to do with none of that. The corporation got one job and one job only. Return the wealth of the land of the people that you settle under the discovery doctrine to the crown that you from. England, France, and Spain. So you either got loyalty to England, France, or Spain because they got a copyright, a patent on everything you file with them to give them jurisdiction to control everything you do as an imbecile in law. Y'all not getting this shit. The emperor's paperwork is them surrendering. It don't got nothing to do with it being validated by them. It got everything to do with us understanding why they gave it to her. Right? If you don't know why they gave it to her, then you don't know the work that's been done. You're going to perceive it as a fraud. I'm going to say that again. If you don't know why they gave it to her and the work they responding to give it to her, you lost in the sauce. We the ones that's fucked up. But we was fucked up on purpose by some motherfucking outsiders. The tribes used to know their traditions and their culture. Dr. Clark told y'all clear as day. I'm going to post it for y'all to see it again. It's already in my receipt log on my Instagram page. Dr. Clark said this is a war on our culture. This is not a war for anything else but to destroy your culture so bad that when it comes to closing of the age, which is the redemption period, don't none of y'all follow the redemption process that was written by your ancestors, or spoken by your ancestors, I should say, long before Columbus came. This shit happened every 26,000 years, and every 26,000 years, we the dumbest motherfuckers in the world for about 50 years. Every 26,000 years, we the dumbest motherfuckers in the world for about 50 years. Then something happens. Somebody step up and say, I'm the widow's son. And if you follow me long enough, I'm going to produce the widow. This don't got nothing to do with foreign corporations doing business under the false pretenses of government. But all these motherfuckers want the government to validate them. Fuck they government. Wipe your ass with the Constitution, because it expired, right? It was a blood ritual done. Most of y'all don't know this. The blood ritual has expired once it's revealed to the people. The blood ritual was to write the Constitution in Crispus Attucus' blood, one of the chiefs from the land, so we would be forced to follow that dumbass shit. Y'all don't even know that none of the judiciary of the land are Article 3 judges. Only was Article 3. It's only a few. Right? You going into court and you don't even know what joinder of the parties mean. You don't even know why they are arraigning you before they start the process. You don't know what none of that shit is. You don't know nothing about style and title. You don't know what that means. You don't know that all of these states written in block letters is not proper style and title. So you're going to automatically fall for all of their dumb shit. The Pope declared that the whole world was stupid. And since all of these earth motherfuckers is some dummies, I'm going to take the initiative to administer their estate until they ain't dummies no more. We imbeciles in law according to Papal decree, which is a series of papal bulls. You don't even know what a papal bull is. But it's a series of papal bulls that culminated in the discovery doctrine, the white man's burden, and global warfare. They've been warning y'all about the New World Order, and none of y'all never stopped to say, hey, Columbus allegedly found the New World. Well, what in the fuck is the New World Order then? If the New World Order is coming, see, they telling y'all history as if it's a future projection. The white man ain't white. The New World Order ain't new. It been around at least since 1492 when Columbus found the New World. In order to administer the estates of the New World, you have to put some kind of order to that shit. Y'all don't get it. Malachi been telling us for years that the devil is relying on us to fight each other so we don't never overthrow his motherfucking ass. Farrakhan and Elijah been telling us for years that the devil want us fighting each other so we won't never overthrow his ass. Right? Martin said the same shit in a different way. Right? But when he went to go get the check, they said, oh no, shoot that nigga. But we want to call Martin a traitor. We want to call Garvey a traitor. We want to call Dubois a traitor. You don't even know what the fuck they fighting for. How you gonna call them a traitor? You don't even know what the work they doing. You don't even understand what they saying with the words because you don't even know half the words definition that you speak yourself. Catch a motherfucker off guard. He gonna say a word. It could be a common word like the. Nigga, what do that mean? What's the definition of the word the? When you look that motherfucker up, it's going to be a big-ass definition like if. How can if have one of the longest definitions in the dictionary and it's only a 2-letter word? But I don't know what I'm talking about. I got 5 years of accumulated receipts proving everything that I said was going to happen, not because I'm a prophet, because they told us they was going to do it. And I told y'all what they told us in our face, behind our back. But because y'all don't read the symbolism that they be talking to us in, you automatically assume that I don't read they shit. I've been telling y'all since the beginning, y'all watching the motherfucking movie, and I'm watching the director behind the scenes telling the motherfucking actor where's his other position. You gotta slide over to the left. You too close to the other actor in the frame. You're gonna cause the distortion in the video output to the people that are gonna understand it. So you gotta give them some space. I'm watching the director. Y'all watching the final cut, the Joe Biden fiasco. And half of these motherfuckers haven't even realized to this day, 4 years into the Biden administration before the next canceled election come up, that the motherfucker is not the same Joe Biden that ran with Obama. How many of y'all knew it was a whole psyop, the Obama and Biden campaign? See, the Bushes tricked the shit out of us because they got us chasing Osama bin Laden for 8 motherfucking years. So when Obama, Joe Biden pop up, the homonym connection automatically clicked to make y'all niggas run to the polls like y'all was finna get us free by voting for this motherfucking traitor sellout ass nigga who didn't do nothing for us while he was in office, but he sure lined the pockets of some dirty Moors overseas. He sure got some of the righteous motherfucking leaders of the world assassinated, but we don't want to talk about that, right? We don't want to talk about him telling Farrakhan, I ain't fighting for the people in the hood. I'm trying to get the uptown vote. We don't want to talk about that shit. Right? While they running this whole theatrical performance in front of your face, they making moves behind your back. I'm trying to tell you what the next move is. And y'all want to cut me down. I'm trying to tell you that don't fall for that motherfucking trick. You trying to convince me David Copperfield made the elephant disappear. Nigga, I know how the trick work. You trying to tell me that the whole DC-10 airplane, David Copperfield made it disappear. I know the trick. I know about the mirror magic and the motherfucking curtains and the motherfucking shifting of the goddamn lenses in order to give you an artificial perception of some shit that ain't even there. Right? But y'all don't see, if you've been around a while, you know, when I tell you something, I tell you, you got a right to disagree with me. You don't never have to agree with nothing I'm saying, but don't argue with me. Cause I can be wrong. Argue with these receipts that validate what I said, but they don't want to do that. Because now they have to address a material issue of fact in the court of public opinion. In the court of public opinion, a whole lot of righteous motherfuckers have been thrown under the bus by some wicked motherfuckers and convinced y'all, the wicked motherfucker convinced y'all the righteous motherfucker was the dirty motherfucker. And because he had on the uniform, he was right. This is why the police walk, because they got on uniforms. They part of the commercial code. And the commercial code is the code that keeps your mind locked into their narrative. Right? The sisters know in their heart of hearts if I'm telling the truth or not. The oracles know. If y'all think I'm bullshitting, pay some of them motherfucking card readers and tea readers on YouTube to do a spread on this shit. Tell the motherfuckers, ask Spirit, who the fuck is this nigga Rod Hayes? And what the fuck is he talking about? Ask the Spirit. Don't believe me. Cause see, this something about tarot card readers and runes and I Ching. Don't no two readers ever agree on shit. They always gonna get a different interpretation and a different perception from the way spirit talk to them. But when they all start agreeing on some shit, y'all niggas should pay attention. Y'all should pay attention. But y'all think that's a made up shit because they told y'all that them motherfuckers is evil and they doing the devil work, and all the time the devil's doing a job on your ass. I'm sitting here waiting. I hear a lot of bickering. I hear a lot of complaining, a lot of name calling, a lot of backbiting, and a lot of undermining going on. But what I don't see is nobody saying, that nigga might be fighting for me too. Let me reach out to him in solidarity. No. That nigga want to cut me down, say I don't know what I'm talking about, and I got 450 pounds of receipts backing me up. That's if you print them all out on a piece of paper. A small piece at that. It's still going to weigh about 450 pounds. Right? And it ain't over till the fat lady singing. The fat lady name is Receipt. And she's singing like a motherfucker. They telling me I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm sitting here watching the receipts receipting. The math is mathing. The calculus is calculating. And all of this shit is still coming up the same. Our biggest problem is this us against us. It's niggas from the tribes who think that they the only motherfucker in the tribe. They the only motherfucker got a chief, and only they chief count. We supposed to feel like that until we realize that we all under attack to the same level. When I came out, I've been saying from the beginning, you can go back and look. I'm not here for no one clan. I could just fight for my clan and leave the rest of them hanging, and whatever I get, break bread with my clan. But there would be a problem. There would be other clans displaced, left out, needs unmet, when if you're going to fight for one of us, you're supposed to fight for all of us. But the niggas that you fighting for, that's why I say it's the audacity of the leader. The niggas that you fighting for is the number one motherfuckers going to attack you and reach out to destroy you for fighting for them. And they don't even know you fighting for them because they ain't never had a conversation with you. They don't know you from Iraq and Iraq. They don't know your heart. They don't know your intentions. They just assuming because they ain't the one presenting this information to the public, putting it in the public domain for all of the tribes to make decisions about whether they want to overthrow the enemy or keep the enemy in power. You niggas still want a slave master. Y'all don't want no motherfucking free. All these motherfucking niggas is coming out on some, I'm gonna rebut some shit. You gonna re-ass yourself. That's the only rebut you gonna do. Make yourself the ass again. Put yourself back at the back of the bus. Because it's already written. And I'm telling y'all now, everybody gonna get what they earn, good, bad, or indifferent. Blessed are the ones that see me before I reveal myself. Because once I reveal myself, it's too late. Tear me down now. Get it out the way. Now I know which one of you motherfuckers don't deserve shit. Because y'all motherfuckers is trying to sabotage the glory of the return of the great mother. Y'all motherfuckers is trying to tell Big Mama how to run her house, and you motherfuckers can't run your own house. Half of you motherfuckers can't raise kids because the kids is fucked up because the parents is fucked up because the fucked up system fucked the parents up so they can intentionally fuck the kids up. All this shit, it's out there. And motherfuckers is kicking and screaming for what? For what? Oh, this nigga coming to get our shit. Nigga, I'm coming to get it for your dumb ass. I don't want your shit. I only want what's mine. But before I get mine, I'm going to make sure my sisters got their shit. Because my mama raised me to make sure that nobody take nothing from my brothers and my sisters. And right now, the sisterhood is displaced. The hierarchy of the spirit is undermined on the physical earth by patriarchal idiots. Drag queens is running this bitch. Homosexual pedophile cults, and y'all want to tear me down for speaking up and trying to get the great mother put back on her seat so we can get our shit back in proper order. And you motherfuckers ain't ready to put the house back in order. Y'all motherfuckers want to stay slaves. Don't even know you a slave, but you will argue me down that you not a slave, but you do all of the dumb shit that you would if you was. I bet your ass won't be late for work. I walked off my job 5 years ago and ain't looked back. Fuck them motherfuckers. I don't need them. I can live off the fat of the land. I can feed me and my family off the fat of the land. I know how to get it from the dirt. My chief said we brain banging, we ain't gang banging. So welcome to Brain Bang University, motherfuckers. I'm the motherfucking dean of the university, and I'm gonna brain bang your ass into submission, because when this shit all said and done, you motherfuckers is gonna be saying, I thought that nigga ain't know what he was talking about. Stop thought and start thinking, motherfucker. You thought. I didn't mean. Well, I was trying to. Nigga, I'm not trying nothing. I'm doing this shit. I'm revealing this shit. And I ain't even the smartest motherfucker in the crew. I'm just got a particular set of skills that's more advantageous at the current moment than the smartest motherfuckers. Because sometimes the smart motherfuckers is too goddamn smart for their own goddamn good. They sabotage themselves with their high intellectual ability to fail. Right? All that's going to do is make you fail harder. Because you too goddamn smart for your own good. They used to tell us that shit so that we wouldn't speak up and get murdered. Now I'm telling that shit because y'all motherfuckers speaking up against the wrong motherfuckers. I'm not going to murder you. But goddamn it, when the shit come down the pike, it's all recorded. Every one of you motherfuckers going to step up with your motherfucking hands out trying to get in and get at the table. Ain't no room for you motherfucking hating ass motherfuckers. Backbiting, backstabbing ass motherfuckers. There's no room at Big Mama table for you motherfuckers. We done already got rid of you. So you can go ahead and show your true colors down, which you don't know what the fuck you talking about. You don't recognize the motherfuckers that do know what they talking about. You allow the enemy to dictate who you can like and who you can't like. You let them lie on the motherfuckers that's righteous and tell you that the motherfuckers that's actually doing that shit wasn't really doing it. Right? They'll throw motherfucking Bill Cosby, who done spent more money than some of you motherfuckers ever seen in your life to get as many of us educated as possible. And y'all gonna believe that the bitches he was tricking with for motherfucking quaaludes and motherfucking ups and downers, that's what they was doing back then. But because he was a trick Willie, y'all want to believe he a rapist. Y'all rather believe he a rapist than understand the culture of the era and that they was trading them motherfucking pills for sex. The same way niggas was trading crack for sex in the 80s and 90s. The shit didn't change. Motherfuckers trading Percocets for sex now. But y'all thinking that because they want to rewrite the narrative 35 years later, oh, he had to be guilty of something. Y'all watch these motherfuckers set R. Kelly ass up because he's a retard. And I don't mean that in a vicious and vile manner. He's literally an idiot savant. He can't tell a 12-year-old from a 30-year-old. He retarded. And then y'all let these motherfuckers, every story is the same. He was in the studio making some music and some niggas brought some bitches to him and they just so happened to be underage. They knew the nigga was retarded. Why they didn't bring him some old enough women? Because they was setting him up from the word go. Because somebody put R. Kelly in a pretty position financially for when he become a retarded ass senior citizen. He can only access so much money at a time. And all of his motherfucking masters they've been trying to steal is the reason he's in prison. But y'all think because All of those motherfuckers. Why they not prosecuting the motherfuckers that was feeding the babies to them? That's what I'm trying to find out. While y'all trying to find out why a retarded motherfucker did some shit, I want to know why the same motherfucker that's not retarded, that's not an idiot savant, that brought them kids to this man, I want to know why them niggas not being prosecuted for human trafficking. See, they got to be part of some club that we ain't a part of. Because they names don't never come out. And half of them is bitches. And I literally said bitches. Because they do bitch shit that bitches do. Some of these girls' own parents fed their motherfucking babies to R. Kelly. Because he fucking retarded and they know it. Go back, go look it up. He's mentally and intellectually, he's not smarter than a second grader. This what you know not paying attention to. Y'all not watching these setups. Right? Y'all not watching, y'all don't even pull the Judge Bornstein, who was the family judge for 50 years, reports on why these kids cry rape on the motherfucker that didn't do it and don't cry rape on the dirty motherfucker. Y'all not paying attention. But y'all only gonna see what y'all want to see. I don't got no problem with that. But you can't tell me I don't see what the fuck I see. Just because you don't see it. And you can't tell me I'm wrong when I know I'm right. I wouldn't give a fuck if the whole United States went against what I'm saying. I know I'm right about some shit. I'm not backing fucking down. It's 8.4 billion people. It'll be 8.4 billion to 1. If I know I'm right, I'm not backing the fuck up. I'm not backing down. Ain't no hesitancy in nothing I'm motherfucking saying to y'all. I know exactly what I'm saying, and I'm perfectly clear in this shit. The government know what I'm saying, and they perfectly clear in this shit. It's just that y'all not watching the play between the tribal government and the fall of the motherfucking corporate fiction. If you watch the dynamics, it's every time I say something, it's a response from the government that y'all don't see. Sometimes I post it, sometimes I just look at it and start laughing and say, these silly niggas don't see it. Y'all don't want to be free. Stop asking to be free. Stop asking for y'all shit back. You're not ready for it. First of all, if they gave us our shit, everybody gonna be rich. Who going to fucking work in the morning? Who going to work in the morning? We all gonna be rich. Who the fuck going to work in them? What we gonna do about the people at the gas station? Cause we gonna run out of gas cause ain't nobody gonna want to pump that shit. Ain't nobody gonna want to work behind the counter. What we gonna do? Everybody rich, the playing field leveled in a motherfucker. What the fuck is we gonna do? Who gonna work? Everybody over here that's in the Americas right now been victim to the same rogue entity. And we all gonna get paid for being a victim once we discover how it worked. And in my literature, it tells us this: who, what, when, where, why, and how. I done named all that shit. I done named all that shit. I done told you who did it, where they came from, when they came, how they did it, how they tricked us, where the trick is at, who did the deception, who did the conjure. And y'all motherfuckers still dragging y'all feet talking about a nigga don't know what he talking about. Telling you when I produce Big Mama, that Big Mama don't know what she talking about. But y'all want to, I tell you what, this is what we gonna do. Maybe around the end of the month, right? We'll let Donald J tell y'all who she is. Since y'all want to believe a pale face so bad, we gonna wait till Donald J identify her to y'all. That way, we ain't gotta even be out here talking no more. We can just sit back and let these motherfuckers tell you, since you don't want to believe it coming from your own, maybe you'll believe it coming from a motherfucker that don't look like us. Cause they look like Indians to Indians. They don't look like Indians to Indians, and they sure as hell don't look like Indians to me. Who the fuck is these $5 motherfuckers? And they about to be $2.50 in change. I'm about to split their ass down the middle. Who is they? If they don't look like Indians to Indians, and they don't look like Indians to paleface, who the fuck is they? Where they come from? Did you track the wars that was fought before the American invasion to see who was the servants of the motherfuckers that was ruling at the time? Nope. Because it tell you in the history books when they came, they brought their servants and slaves with them. If they brought their servants and slaves with them, you got to know who they was putting in slavery before they came. They was fighting the Huns under the Roman Empire and under the Ottoman Empire. They was fighting the Vedics under the Roman and Greek empires and under the motherfucking, they was fighting the motherfucking Mongolians under the Roman Empire before they divided Europe into proper nations. They were imperial governments. I don't want to talk about that shit. Why did we bring all these pale faces over here on Ellis Island after they've been telling us that we motherfucking been slaves? Because they was using pale faces to block the institutions, but y'all wouldn't know nothing about that. Because y'all still trying to get in the brown paper bag club. Fuck your club and your brown paper bag. I will put it on your head until you suffocate. This is ridiculous. Right? The whole thing is they passed these motherfuckers off to be natives. Trained them in Indian training schools on how to be a fucking Indian. We didn't need no Indian training schools, nigga. We still do the same fucking shit we've been doing all the time because it's in our DNA. Line dancing, the second line, jitting, sea walking, bee walking, ballrooming. Where the music come from? They said we the salt of the earth, motherfucker. If we the salt of the earth, we give it all the flavor and the swag. So where is all of the flavor and the swag coming from? Take hip-hop culture out of it. And what cultures do you have permeating the planet? Rock and roll. Okay, who invented that shit? Well, yeah, some niggas invented that shit. Take rock and roll out of it. And then what culture do you have permeating the world? Oh, man, it was blues then. Who invented that shit? Let's go back even further. Let's go back to the early 1900s when they was doing spirit rapping. They was playing Scott Joplin, ragtime. Who invented that shit? Some more niggas. The ragtime of Scott Joplin produced what we call the music industry. It started off selling sheet music. How many of y'all know that? It used to be a penny a sheet for sheet music, right? Sometimes you can get a book of sheet music for a nickel. Now an album costs you $29.95 with 10 songs on it. What happened? Somebody was monetizing something somewhere. Sharecropper agreements is keeping the artists in poverty. Why you think they got a club called the Starving Artists? Because they starving because a motherfucker is getting all of the salt of the earth for free in the name of a contract. So I have had several calls from Jamaican at several other islands. It was like 4 or 5 different islands. People call me and they want to know what's going to happen with the island. The islands are going to be instructed for each island to re-establish their own government and to oust the legal fiction. The only one that's publicly separated from the crown already that announced it is Barbados. They the first ones, but they still having financial problems because the entirety of the system isn't over. Right? So they're going to still have financial problems, but when it's all over with, you got to watch Haiti. Haiti the big deal. While y'all laughing, they building a canal in Haiti that's the symbol for the return of the Sweetwater and the reconstruction of a birth canal of the Great Mother. But y'all don't see that shit because y'all only see what the media tell y'all, that it's a bunch of rogue motherfuckers in Haiti decided to just start digging a canal. They just decided to put a canal up just to piss off the Dominicans. Come on now. They got all of the motherfuckers from the Haitian revolutions and descendants is here close that shit out. Right? And Haiti said they don't want no motherfuckers coming over there talking about no humanitarian aid, and the only people they will accept is the nations from Africa. They don't want nobody. They don't trust nobody else. They say every time somebody come to Haiti for humanitarian aid, hundreds of thousands of kids come up missing. You know, they don't want no motherfuckers outsiders coming down there stealing their babies. They just done with that shit. If you ain't got the motherfucking special invitation from the Haitian government, from the Haitian people to come down there and support, and if you ain't got Haitian blood, I would not advise you to go down there fucking around, because you're going to fuck around and find out the hard way. They already said who they willing to accept the assistance from. Everybody else can put the money up, but if you step boots on the ground and you make the wrong move, your ass is baked. Yep, Hillary is one of the causes of this shit. They don't want nobody from America, unless they from Haiti originally, to come down there doing shit. Because Hillary Clinton and her little Evergreen clan, Project Evergreen was a human trafficking network. But y'all don't know nothing about that because y'all assume that everything that we tell y'all is a conspiracy theory and some made up ass shit. And we telling y'all who doing the dirt. We showing y'all who doing the dirt. Hillary Clinton's CIA code name is Evergreen because she was put over Project Evergreen, which is a human trafficking network with their fingers in every motherfucking third world country, siphoning babies back to Europe and America for these so-called elites to have their motherfucking pedophilic ways with. But y'all want to accuse all of the motherfuckers that's trying to drag them motherfuckers out with the shit that they doing. COINTELPRO. Half these motherfuckers part of the FBI's snitch program and don't even fucking know they snitching. Traitor ass motherfuckers. Half these motherfuckers is infiltrators for COINTELPRO, and they too stupid to know they being used by the system to infiltrate their own goddamn clans and to bring their own shit to their ground. Y'all motherfuckers better wake up. They motherfucking MO has not changed in 500 years of this shit. And if the MO haven't changed in 500 years and you niggas ain't caught on, maybe you niggas do need to be on this motherfucking tight end of a real short rope over a real high bridge. Maybe that's what you need. Maybe we need to let them motherfuckers come back and start motherfucking free falling motherfuckers off cliffs and shit. Cause y'all in the way of yourself. You ain't in my way cause you ain't gonna stop me. Ain't now one of these motherfuckers finna stop what I'm doing. These motherfuckers know who I am. They watch me on a big ass screen in Raven Rock, Colorado. They watching right now. They know I know they watching. And I know that they know that I know they watching. That's why I tell you motherfuckers every time, this is not a Rod Hayes thing. This is a unified tribal motion being made. It's a whole bunch of tribes involved, but your tribe might not be consciously aware of it because you got a fake ass chief in the front misleading the people before he can get rich and live high off the hog while his people live in poverty. The same thing the preachers was doing. They just doing under the pretense of being the chief. I ain't asking motherfucker for shit. I could get it from the dirt. I can feed myself, clothe myself, drop me in the goddamn woods, give me a Bowie knife, butt naked, and I guarantee you I'll come out that motherfucker with a motherfucking bearskin suit on and some goddamn alligator shoes. I'm prepared for whatever the contingency is on the fallout. I can survive in any condition on this planet. I done researched them all from the Arctic to the Antarctic. from meridian to meridian. I know it's this. I haven't seen nowhere where I wouldn't be able to survive. The only place that would be kind of risky is Australia, because they got so much motherfucking poisonous shit out there. You get bit by a fly and drop dead in 3 steps. That's the only place that'll cause a problem. But believe me, I'm gonna figure that shit out quick. But everybody got something to say because they don't want it to be this nigga. And we don't want this nigga. I don't give a fuck. My mama prepared me for all of the naysayers. She prepared me for all of the backbiters. She prepared me for all of the haters. She prepared me for all of the traitors. The ones who profess to be family but do enemy shit. The one that come in the name of a friend to stab you in the back. I see them all coming. That's why they stick me in the cave. So I don't got to deal with them motherfuckers because I know who they all is. Right? And since I know who they all is, it's only a handful of motherfuckers I'm going to work with because I know who that handful is. They all battle tested. Y'all want to ride with motherfuckers that ain't battle tested, that ain't never had to run up against none of this shit. Right? I walked through the belly of the beast. I sat and looked in the eyes of serial killers and homicidal maniacs, and them motherfuckers couldn't understand why everybody else looked in their eyes had fear. I ain't got none of that shit. Cause I'd be a serial killer's serial killer. Call me motherfucking, what's that motherfucking name? The serial killer that kills serial killers? Whatever the fuck his name is. Y'all not gonna stop the rise of the matriarchy. It's gonna come into full fruition. It's too late for anybody to stop me now. Because the claim has been stated in the public domain, but there's been no reasonable dispute. I've listened to quite a few of them. Most of them is just what we call signifying, just talking about a motherfucker. Right? And professing, like they do in their universities, they profess that we don't know what we talking about or that the paperwork made up, but watch the government response. That's what you watch. Since you don't want to believe us, watch what Donald J. end up telling you. Since you think we don't know what we talking about, wait till these chiefs roll up out of Raven Rock, Colorado. Then they're going to be like, I'm going to stop mumbling your ass lying already. Right? So, this is not a personal vendetta against anybody. But everybody that want to rise up against us, just remember, we fighting for your dumb ass too. If you're too stupid to see it, then that's on you. And all of your motherfucking backbiting, undermining, right? All that is the shit right there that's going to get you left behind. Y'all better go read them motherfucking Left Behind series. You can see what you getting left behind too. You motherfuckers gonna be the mercy of your own demons and your own consciousness. Y'all don't do no shadow work. Always pointing the finger at another motherfucker, but never realize your dumb ass got 3 fingers pointing back at you. You point your fingers at everybody else, but you got 3 fingers pointing right back at your ass. That means you 3 times as motherfucking guilty as the motherfucker you pointing out. Blind, deaf, and dumb. All 3 of them. Blind, deaf, and dumb. I didn't come here and start doing social media that I hate with a passion just to be on social media. I didn't come here looking for no friends. I didn't come in this motherfucker looking for no money because I know that shit fake, fiat. I ain't come looking for nothing. I came because my other chiefs, my elder chief said, hey, Rod, we need you to hit them books and hit them hard. But when you come out, we need you to have something to tell the people that we can all benefit from. I said, okay. That's part of self-work anyway. It's part of building up who I am. It's adding on to my character. Motherfuckers don't think I know what to ask my brother and my sister how much money over the 16 years I was locked up they spent on my books. That ain't got nothing to do with the library I read or the books I bought out of my own pocket with my penitentiary job. It don't got nothing to do with that. Just the books they bought me was a college tuition. But no, this nigga don't know what he talking about. Mama say, everybody else don't know what you're doing because it ain't everybody else's job to do what you got to do. I said, Mama, well, why they always on some hater shit? Look, 10 years ago, motherfuckers look like me wouldn't even carry on a conversation with me. They said I was crazy and insane. They said that I was too smart for my own good and all I'm going to do is get all us killed. I'm too smart for my own good, and all I'm going to do is get all... The niggas didn't want nothing to do with me. I would have been living behind a goddamn liquor store in a cardboard box if it wasn't for some pale faces pulling me up by my bootstraps. Because I didn't even know I had no fucking boots dealing with the niggas. They had me convinced I wasn't wearing boots. Now look down, look at them, I got on some goddamn boots. Some new bucks at that. But no, the niggas don't want you and they don't want you to go where you want it. That equals isolation. So I'm isolated. Because the motherfuckers that want me, the niggas don't want me around them. And the niggas can't stand me because I'm telling them what's right. The worst thing you can tell a motherfucker is the fucking truth. That's the worst thing you can tell them. They will hate you more for telling the truth than for if you string a whole string of lies together. They on some Rihanna shit. They love the way you lie. Nigga, I don't got time for that. My daddy say a man moves straight. He don't move fall funny and shit. So I'm coming straight at you motherfuckers. I ain't running, I ain't ducking, I ain't hiding and have not been. I've been in the same place damn near every day for the last 5 years, spitting out the keys to the goddamn kingdom to everybody that want to be free, and I keep hit upside the head with my own keys that I gave the motherfuckers. They rather hit me upside the head with the keys and use to unlock their cage. And y'all motherfuckers like that don't deserve to be free. You wonder why motherfuckers choose to make people slaves? Shit like that. No motherfucker don't deserve to be free. He in a cage, and every time you give him the keys to the cage, he throw him and hit you upside the head or bust you in the back with the key. Nigga, unlock your cage. Free yourself. Noble Drew Ali say, if I get you motherfuckers to think, you could save yourself. You wouldn't need me. It's a whole bunch of us that bleed because some motion is going on in the brain. We actually thinking. No, that's an idle mind. It's just running on motherfucking fumes. You got to engage the mental dialogue within the self if you want to call yourself a thinker. You got to try to look at the problem from a higher perspective if you call yourself a thinker. I'll brain bang the bejesus out you motherfuckers. But there's one problem. I'm not trying to prove nothing to nobody. I have never been one. I will give a fuck what you believe or what you think. You got the right. Your right to believe bullshit is absolute. Just like I got the right to follow and believe in the truth. And that shit is absolute. Just like vodka. This shit is absolute. You got a right to believe any bullshit you want to believe. You got that right. You got a right to accept all of the bullshit they put on your plate for dinner. And you got a right to eat that shit. I got a right to not give a fuck. I got a right to stay in my lane. I got a right to not be swerving on the road. I'm exercising that shit. I'm telling it like it is. Motherfuckers don't like it. Not because it's not the truth. They hate it more because it's the truth. But they hate it more than that because I'm the one telling them. Y'all want me to be participant in y'all unapologetically African agenda, and I ain't no goddamn African. You want me to participate in your Moorish agenda, and I'm not no motherfucking Moor. I'm not going to support none of that shit. I want my motherfucking Mississippi clay dirt walking on the land motherfuckers to get their shit back. The rest of you motherfuckers can go get what y'all got coming. Who gonna pay the Moors? Morocco? Where the Moors, who gonna pay them motherfuckers? Cause they not gonna be coming to Angel Bay talking about cause we Moor. No, he not buying that shit. You motherfuckers wanted to be part of the Al Maghrib. Take your ass to Al Maghrib. They trying to tell you this ancient Morocco, and motherfucking Morocco not even ancient. How we gonna have an ancient version of some shit that ain't ancient? The modern version of it ain't even ancient. We've been doing this shit so long, but y'all keep forgetting every goddamn time. I gotta come back and remind motherfuckers of the same old shit, and then I be wondering why I don't want the job. I ain't doing this shit because I want to. Because if you left up me, I told my mom, I said, fuck these niggas. The niggas don't want to be free, and they don't want to see me free either. So just to keep me in prison, them niggas will go to prison just to keep me in prison. I'm not participating in that fuckery. She said, no, baby, you can't be like that. Can't throw people away like trash. I didn't throw them away. They threw me away. And then the motherfuckers that pulled me out the trash, they got mad at me for having any love or respect for them motherfuckers. But fuck them niggas. The long way and the hard way. Fuck them niggas. They know who they is. This ain't personal. It's just family business. It just so happens I take family business very personal. So as long as they sit there and start launching these fruitless attacks, you're shooting at a juggernaut, baby. You're shooting at a juggernaut. You don't even know what a juggernaut is. You're fucking with a Wolverine, straight out of Michigan, the right hand of Mother Earth, a.k.a. the right hand of God to slap you motherfucker straight. Straight out the 313, that was the 248. Right? They had to split it in half. So then they double it up because 3 plus 313 equals 7 and 248 is 14. Right? Because it was a double portion on the land. It was 2 heirs on the land. So y'all don't know none of these codes, they be flipping area code. What is the code to the area? Right? What's the code to the area? What do it mean? I sit here and tell motherfuckers, don't believe me. Don't take sides. If me and a motherfucker disagree, don't take sides with me. Don't take sides with that motherfucker. Take sides with whoever producing the receipt. Take sides with whoever producing the receipt. If they got the receipts, ride with that shit. And if you don't know and you're not sure, be still until you know what move to make. Motherfuckers is making a move too soon. That's a Mississippi Delta Blues tune. You making your motherfucking move too soon. You attacking them. You shooting at the throne, motherfucker. You shooting at the highest seat on the planet. But you think you just addressing a nigga. Just another nigga. And that's where the problem come at. Y'all think everybody the same. We ain't the fucking same. They got motherfuckers that look like us that want to see all us fall. And then you got a handful of us that want to see all of us rise. You got motherfuckers that put their life on the line. Then went to war with the enemy, straight up warfare. For you, and you don't even hold them with reverence. Y'all don't show no respect to Giant Africa. They blew his whole goddamn building up with babies in that motherfucker, and y'all have no honor for them type of individuals. Y'all don't care nothing about motherfucking which one of them? Fred Hampton, Mark Clark, They went in this man's house in the middle of the night while his pregnant wife next to him sleeping and murdered his ass in the name of the goddamn law. And all y'all did was say, that's just a sad affair. They killed that man like, Where you niggas was at? Where you niggas was at? Some niggas went into the Audubon ballroom. It wasn't no pale faces. It was some black ass niggas. Went in the Audubon ballroom and killed our shining black prince. Detroit Red. El Haj Malik El Shabazz, formerly known as Malcolm X. Some niggas went in there and killed him and then went through the whole penitentiary system unmolested. Well, first of all, 2 of them was innocent to begin with, and the other nigga that was guilty, that nigga got out the penitentiary first and walked the streets of New Jersey and dared a nigga to say something to him. But when we come to get the shit back, when the chickens come home to roost, now these niggas want to kick and scream and have a tantrum and say who's legitimate and who ain't, and all these motherfuckers got illegitimate information backing they dumb asses up. Black devils. Right? Look, the niggas standing on the balcony with Martin that didn't get shot, standing right next to him and didn't get shot, all of them walked away with a brown paper bag full of money. This came out in the court case. And y'all still kiss them niggas' ass. That set up Martin that was fighting and was on his way to Washington to get your check. And what y'all do? Let some niggas hire some crackers to come and kill him. And the motherfuckers they hired was government agents. It wasn't no goddamn, what's that nigga they say killed Martin? James Earl Ray? That nigga ain't did shit. The nigga that killed Bobby Kennedy, I can understand why y'all don't stick up for Bobby and John, because they don't look like you. But they got the same enemy you got. Listen to the motherfucking speech that JFK gave on the separation between church and state. And he'll tell you how these motherfucking religious motherfuckers, these holy roller motherfuckers came in there to try to get him to push a Jesuit motherfucking agenda while he was president. And he was like, hell no, y'all ain't got nothing to do with this shit. Ain't now religious shit. This political. And they were like, no. It's 5 P's in this shit. That's 5 pillars. And if you don't know what these 5 P's is, then your ass is jammed up on them 5 pillars. Listen to the address to the press club where he told y'all that there was a secret society that waged war in silence. There is no public declaration of war, but we still at war. Right? Even though Ronald Reagan, when he was the governor of California, before he got under the thumb of the Bushes, tried to tell y'all motherfuckers. Y'all don't listen. So when y'all don't listen to us and y'all don't listen to Paleface, who the fuck is y'all listening to? Camel jockeys? Y'all letting these motherfuckers ride these camels over here and tell y'all how to live in your own home, in your own land. Y'all, we ain't from goddamn Saudi Arabia. Why the fuck is we bowing down facing that motherfucker to pray? All our holy sites is all over this bitch. The Temple of Isis is in motherfucking in Arizona in the motherfucking Grand Canyon. The Great Pyramid of Tahuti, Quetzalcoatl, Tehuacan. No, but y'all want to pray to the goddamn Muslim world. Y'all can't even say Muslim right. Y'all got Muslim. Don't even know Muslim in Arabic don't even mean the same as Muslim. It means gloomy one. Hey, gloomy one. What the fuck you gloomy for? Right? We didn't even have flags until these motherfuckers came over here. Now we got to fly a flag. And then they didn't told you that our flag was the slave flag and Old Glory was the motherfucking flag of freedom. Go back and say which flag, the Confederate flag or Old Glory was the most race riots under. Fuck your brain up. Old Glory got all of the motherfucking blood on it. And then they told us that the enemy was the ones from the South that flew what they called the Confederate flag. The Confederate flag was where they got the original 13 stars on the first flag. The Confederate flag is where the red stripes on Old Glory come from. The problem is that y'all don't know where the blue background come from. The blue background is the symbol for the waters, for the admiralty jurisdiction that they about to impose on your dumb ass to put you in slavery. But first they got to make sure that we fighting each other. They don't want us to revisit the Gullah Wars and realize we came as far south as the goddamn Tongan Islands and the motherfucking Maori peoples came all the way up here to fight the Gullah Wars because Big Mama called them. They came from Hawaii. They came from the motherfucking islands outside they call Philippines to fight in the Gullah Wars. This wasn't no localized shit, but this is the motherfucking ground zero of the redemption. Y'all don't want to be redeemed. Y'all don't want to be free because you're too busy tearing down everybody that was sent to liberate your motherfucking ass. You took sides with the enemy. That's called being a traitor. And most of y'all don't even know y'all was doing traitor ass shit in the name of motherfucking Jesus. Never knowing that Jesus is ISIS. Right? And they changed the name in order for you to be deceived about who they talking about. They told you that when this motherfucker was born, his name was Emmanuel, which means God is with us. Right? But they never called him that shit by his name again. Because the mama was the one in charge. The son was just following her lead. Trading with the motherfucking enemy. Trading with the motherfucking enemy. They got a whole act called the Trading with the Enemy's Act. And all the time, these motherfuckers the enemy. You can't get this money from Muammar Gaddafi unless you fill out this application under the Trading with the Enemy Act. Why in the fuck would I even give you motherfucker the recognition? I'm still gonna get the money, motherfucker, and you can't stop it. And I'm not motherfucking trading with the enemy because you the goddamn enemy. But we all in business and commerce with the goddamn devil on the land. We look the devil in his face, and instead of shoot that motherfucker, we kiss him on his goddamn ass. Y'all motherfuckers is something else. Something else. You gotta wake up. Y'all gotta snap out of the slumber. Y'all gotta see who is really fighting for you and who is on a bunch of bullshit. Go let them old ladies hear what we talking about. They hear you from an ancestral hearing. They don't hear you from a mortal, regular, day-to-day, three-dimensional slave hearing. Old ladies, for a reason, they got old because they went through some shit. You can't get old and don't go through some shit. And it refined their hearing. So when they hear Big Mama voice, they know who that is. I don't have to tell them. They in my inbox all day long with the gratitude. But it's the average everyday Joes, the 80 motherfucking percent, that the 5%ers is trying to wake up, and these 4% motherfuckers trying to stop us from waking up so we don't never disturb that 1%. Well, I'm about to step on a 1% ass. They about to get it. They said that they wanted a crystal globe, a new world order. That's a book reference, by the way. Crystal globe, the have and have nots of the new world order. That's the book reference. Now, they want to separate us into two distinct economic classes. The 1%, filthy rich, and the 99% po-ass niggas. I don't care what you look like. you still classified by your economic status as a poor ass nigga. You either a white nigga, a red nigga, or a black ass nigga, but you still a nigga to them. And as long as you still a nigga, and you still part of the collective that they want to be in poverty on the turnaround, and you going against the motherfucker that's trying to get the 99% paid, fuck the 1%, then you the one gonna be the motherfucker that they gonna be in bondaging to serve the motherfucking 1%. I'm not gonna get rid of the 1%. I'm gonna send all of you naysayers, backbiters, and haters, I'm sending y'all to be the slave to the 1%. Whoever the fuck them motherfuckers be, because I'm gonna be part of the majority. I'm gonna be part of the collective who want a free earth. Right? I'm gonna be part of the ones that ain't scared to tell dad, mama said we can't eat that, it's not healthy for us. Them the ones of us we gonna be. Well, what you mean your mama said it ain't healthy? Then we gonna tell him why it ain't healthy. Shit, we ain't supposed to eat that shit. Feces is not for food. It's already been digested. Why would you eat that shit again? Make fertilizer out of it and grow fruit from it. But half these motherfuckers want to wallow in the shit, bathe in the shit, wipe it on their face, and then tell you you look like shit. And they covered in it. This is a long, continuous relay race. It wasn't no regular relay race. It was a 500-year marathon. And just like every marathon, it got to be an end. It got to be a yellow ribbon we about to break, a blue ribbon or a red ribbon, depending on which marathon you're running. When you get to the end, somebody got to wave the checker flag, especially if you in NASCAR or the Daytona, and checker flag is waved at the finish. But the checker flag is also the chessboard. The chessboard is the Queen's land. Let that sink in for a minute. Why is the chessboard the Queen's land? The Queen on the chessboard can do shit that nobody else on the chessboard can do. The red and black checkers. The red and black board, a checkerboard. The black and white board is a chessboard. The most powerful piece on the checkerboard is the flying king. Let that sink in for a minute. The flying king land on the chessboard, he outside his element. But for every flying king, we got a queen to checkmate his ass. See, the game is 50 kings, 50 queens. That's why Tupac said if I had 50 niggas, I could take over anything. 50 niggas with the same agenda on the same motherfucking mindset. I told him, I one up you, nigga. I need controlling interest. I need 51%. Give me 50 sisters, nigga, and I shut this bitch down. I'll show you how this shit supposed to work. I done already proved it. Curtis Jackson, Unbreakable Conjure. At the close of the age, the only conjure you can use is a conjure to restore balance. The Curtis Jackson Unbreakable Conjure, which is a 50-cent conjure, which is a 50 flip to 100%, or 50 kings flip 50 queens. I'm just a motherfucker in the middle flipping the flips. Monkey in the motherfucking middle grew up to be a goddamn gorilla with the gorilla grip on the goddamn North Gate. You do the math. And look, I'm not even the prime. I'm a secondary. I'm the last of the last. When they can't get nobody else, that's when they call me. When they can't get nobody else, they call me. I got a knock from 3 high chiefs, which came to me in a dream as 3 sky chiefs, written in a constellation form of stars in the sky. And they gave me my marching orders. It was Big Tookie, Angel Bay, and Larry Hoover. And they say, your mama can't come with you. I said, where the fuck you niggas sending me? My mama can't go. War. Nigga, my ears popped up. I'm ready for some war shit. They say, yeah, but this ain't no regular conventional war. What the fuck you mean? What kind of war is it? Say it's a war of self-educated knowledge. Oh, nigga, that shit easy. I've been reading books for years. Yeah, that's why you've been reading them. Keep studying until we let you know when it's time. The ancestors will call you when it's time. Ain't none of these motherfuckers get the knock from Cyclone Marcus. And Garvey told us he was coming back in the whirlwind. And when he come back, he's coming back with the thousands and millions of ancestors that preceded us and suffered at the affliction of this goddamn enemy. But I heard the call. That's a Blue House knock on the whirlwind, right? Which took me to a Panther. Lost in the whirlwind, 96, Bonnie and Clyde, me and my girlfriend. What? How that nigga lost in the whirlwind too? And then that took me to the Red House. What the Red House saying? What's going on in the Red House? Because we got wind and we got lightning, crooked man walking on the land, coming out the Blue House. What's coming out the Red House? What the fuck, nigga? We got lightning and we got rain coming out wind coming out the Blue House. Electricity and air. What's coming out the Red House? Rain. Fire. Rain. Fire. Increased precipitation. Increased forest fires. Out the Red House. The Red House is the war house. Y'all don't even know Jeff Ford, the Peace Stone chief out of Chicago. It's the highest law. He's supposed to take anybody that's violating the collective clans to war. And all of the clans left his ass hanging. Even half of the Stones left him hanging. Because they thought that, oh, well, we'll just get another chief. It don't work like that. Chief's still breathing. Chief's still breathing. Nigga, you can't replace him. He's still breathing. Ain't no replacement for Big Tookie, nigga. They froze him, but they didn't stop him. They thawed his ass out now, and he ain't happy. Larry got motherfuckers out here that know how to think. Y'all trying to produce motherfuckers that know how to shoot. Growth and development is trying to get a motherfucker to grow and develop into some motherfuckers that could think. Noble Drew Ali said, if I can get you niggas to think, you can save yourself. Elijah Muhammad said, accept your own and be yourself if you want to be free. Why is all these motherfuckers telling us this shit and we ain't paying attention? But then they say Big Rod don't know what he talking about. Chief Pontiac crazy. That nigga ain't no chief. Internet chief. Fuck all them niggas. I wouldn't give a fuck if I'm the only one telling the truth as long as I'm in the position to right and I got the right by blood and by right. And as long as I'm in that position, I'm going to tell the goddamn truth to increase my power. And the more I tell the truth, the more I shame the devil, the more his ass cower down until you motherfuckers realize what this brain banging shit is all about. We gorilla knocking all across the land and you motherfuckers can't hear it because y'all spiritually deaf to your own culture. It's niggas showing y'all shit, but y'all thinking they the enemy because they not doing it from your perspective. Everybody got to fight this war different. You just need a motherfucker that can see from everybody's perspective. You can only see from yours. The Nuwabian can only see what Malachi taught. The fruit can only listen to Elijah, Farrakhan, or Silas. They don't hear nobody else. The 5% don't want to hear no shit that if it ain't, some 5% build destroy type shit. Right? You can't tell a GD shit about a vice lord. And you can't tell a vice lord shit about a GD. They don't want to hear it. We in this shit together. You can't it's hard to talk to a blood and tell him that you fighting the Crip, but they ain't the enemy. They was just here to wake your ass up because y'all got the same fucking enemy, the policy enforcers. The Bloods and the Crips was created in the midst of motherfucking extreme police brutality and motherfucking mass police murder of the innocents. But y'all don't follow y'all culture, so you'll never know. You'll never know. You just think we out here just to be gangbanging. You think motherfuckers out here selling dope because they don't want a job. Niggas, selling dope is a full-time goddamn job. It requires you to have calculation skills. You need to know how to bag that shit up, mix that shit, cut that shit, rock it back up, break it down, bag it up, distribute it on the land, let the people go out. Nigga, that's a fucking job. It's a fucking job. It's just not a job that's taxable. That's where the problem come in. They got all you motherfuckers think if they can't tax it, it's illegal or immoral. But they doing the same shit. They telling you that selling drugs is illegal and immoral, but they selling it by the ton to you. This all government orchestrated. Iran-Contra proved to be beyond doubt or contradiction. A gun trade. Iran-Contra proves that as well. Dope Inc. tell you how the government is involved. It's a book reference. Dope Inc. is the book reference. And Dope Inc. tell you how they was distributing drugs in the community using the motherfucking government agencies. Behold a Pale Horse told you about George Herbert Walker Bush owning oil tankers that wasn't privy to search for him to flood motherfucking South Central with all of that motherfucking cocaine. Right? They flooded New York. They flooded Chicago. They flooded Detroit. And then our people so fucking ignorant that if anybody was benefiting from it that wasn't the government, they wanted to turn them in. They wanted to sell them out. Give them to them. Let them deal with him. That's their problem. And this motherfucker doing more for the community as a drug dealer than the motherfucking government ever done for us. Government ain't never did shit over here. Look, they take your motherfucking tax money to finance wars all over the world, but they won't even fix the goddamn street that you got to go down to get to work. Now you got to spend 4 times as much on a car that's being towed up by raggedy ass roads than you do about a motherfucking. They done sent all the money over there and fixed all they shit. They gave it to them to facilitate the reconstitution of infrastructure. Why they not spending money over here? All you smart motherfuckers, why they don't spend money over here? They was never intending to spend money over here. They was only intending to siphon your resources and send them over there. So what do? They put a motherfucker in office and call him the commander-in-chief of the armed forces to enforce the military jurisdiction of the admiralty law and dictate to the president of the motherfucking Congress, the Senate, what they gonna do, and that's the true head of state. And y'all motherfuckers don't know the difference in the two. When the true head of state is corrupt, then the motherfucking commander-in-chief of the armed forces has to go into a motherfucking military lockdown of governmental resources. And this is why the government is running out of money. Because Donald J. shut that shit down in 2017. So we gonna let Donald J. tell y'all who's who on the planet Earth. Since y'all don't want to listen to the motherfuckers that was born Mississippi walking clay dirt, y'all don't want to listen to them. We can let the motherfuckers that came and give us aid and assistance because they had the same fucking enemy we did. Them niggas that call themselves the white man. Them niggas that call themselves the goddamn white man. We call them dirty Moors because they look like us, but they ain't us. They move in our community and look, this is the audacity of these motherfuckers. Cause they'll stay down with us to hold us down rather than see us come up. That's not how we did. The tribes over here has never been that way before the invader came. Go back and research pre-motherfucking Columbian history. We lived in motherfucking communities to ourselves, but we went into the cities to do business and commerce and communicate. But y'all think the city is the place that we supposed to live. You ain't supposed to live in that environment for no 75 years. That's a death sentence. The humdrum. This is why our lifespans is so short, because we staying stuck in the inner city. We supposed to get out in the country, breathe the motherfucking fresh air, walk with the animals, harvest from the land, become one with the economy of the land. Fuck the economy of the government. That's not our economy. Our economy comes from the earth. Our economy, our wealth comes from the earth. Mineral wealth comes from the earth. Oil wealth comes from the earth. Food wealth comes from the earth. You can even get fucking electricity from the earth. But no, they got you believing that everything got to come through the government by way of fiat currency that don't even have value, and your ability to use it is slowly deteriorating because of some shit called inflation, fractional reserve banking. Look, I haven't pulled my notes out one time. I didn't talk about some shit and motherfuckers don't have on the top of their head just like that. Right? What about Rosewood? What about Tulsa? What about the Great Fire of Chicago? The Great Fire of San Diego, San Francisco, the Great Fire of Los Angeles, the Great New York Fire, the Great Fire of Boston, the Great Fire of motherfucking New Orleans. We just forget all that shit, huh? Them great fires is warfare, motherfucker. Look how close they is together. Or what about the big molasses slide, right? In Pennsylvania. That's warfare. It's unconventional guerrilla warfare. Only reason I know because I study guerrilla warfare because I'm a guerrilla warfare specialist. Look, they build dams in order to create mudslides. Then they blow the dam and tell you that the floods was so overwhelming. That's just all you gotta do is wait for a rainy day and do like they did with Hurricane Katrina and blow the levees under the pretense of the storm, and the motherfucker not gonna be none the wiser. I don't care nothing about them people that heard the explosions and the mushroom clouds from the explosion and watch these motherfuckers blow the levees. And we not gonna believe none of the motherfuckers that was part of the blowing the levee campaign, and they was all done by motherfuckers working for Army Corps engineers. They gave the intel to the CIA, who in turn hired motherfucking foreign agents to come in and blow the goddamn levees so they can get you niggas out of motherfucking the NO. They not gonna never motherfucking flood y'all out of the NO. You can do what you want. You can blow that motherfucker up. Niggas gonna pop back up in New Orleans New Orleans was supposed to be the capital of all of the land because that's where we all went to go get trained on how to have the right etiquette when we go to the other parts of the land. And the intake was the motherfucking mouth of the Mississippi. We didn't bring immigrants in New York until after the invasion. After the invasion, we have to switch up the motherfucking port in which we received the motherfucking immigrants. And they telling us now we being invaded. All I'm saying is, when we all rich, who the fuck going to work? That's all I want to know. 90% of the niggas don't want to go to work anyway. And then if they fucked around and woke up in the morning and found out how rich they was, that nigga not going to work. Fuck that bullshit. The only reason why I go to work is to pay these goddamn bills I'm not supposed to have. See, utilities is a responsibility of a functional government. It's not an individual responsibility because the cost is supposed to be more than the individual should have to put out of his labor earnings. Your labor earnings is to support the lifestyle that's different that you want to live. Some people don't want to live in the city. And they have different ways of living on the land, but because y'all like the way shit running and y'all get uncomfortable with the idea of change, y'all want to rebel against the shit that's right in order to enforce the bullshit. Keep these motherfuckers in power if y'all want to. They won't be in power on my watch though. Cause I'm gonna keep motherfucking telling the truth from the position of right all goddamn day long, slapping them motherfuckers upside their head. Y'all don't think we know who he is. Go to New Orleans, tell your government, your governor of motherfucking Louisiana, if you think we don't know what we talking about, issue a governmental ban on Marti Gras. Watch how fast this bitch blow the fuck up. Get that motherfucker to put a governor's ban on Marti Gras. Watch how them niggas down there from Mississippi, Arkansas, Georgia, Alabama, all the way back to the NO, going into the motherfucking eastern portion of Texas will nut the fuck up on a whole nother level. They tried it before, but they won't write about it in the history books. That ought to tell you something. They tried it before, and they won't even put it in the history books. Talking about the Northerners thought that it was a Southern idiocy to entertain the idea of Marti Gras, and anybody that was caught practicing it, it was to be punished. Well, they made that shit up in the North. They had not been to the NO yet, though. You see, they hadn't tried to stop that second line march. Let them try to stop that second line march. That's all I'm saying. Don't believe me. I know our culture and I know our people. Let that motherfucker ban motherfucking Marti Gras. Niggas gonna come from Chicago. Oh no, my people from New Orleans, they can't do that. Even the ones that don't even support it, they Christians and they believe that holy roller shit. Some are gonna be like, oh no, they fucking up. You can't do that. Niggas gonna literally eyes get big as bow dollars. They gonna be petrified if they try to stop Marti Gras. Tell them. Go on a letter right, because this shit'll blow the fuck up in their face. Tell them that they can tell them niggas in New Orleans, you can't practice Marti Gras. They remember the last time, they not gonna even listen to you. They're gonna look at you like you told them some obscenities in the bathroom under the motherfucking, we ain't supposed to say that shit out in the open. Tell them niggas to ban Marti Gras. If the government's so big and bad, tell them to fucking ban Marti Gras. If that's that simple, you will find out who really run this motherfucking land. Tell them to ban Marti Gras. Every time they do it, they're going to get the same result. Whether they did it in the 1300s, the 1500s, or the 1900s, every time they try to ban it, they're going to get the same result. We don't nut up about a lot, but the shit we hold sacred, we hold that shit sacred. Go tell the president of Mexico to issue a presidential ban on Cinco de Mayo. Just go tell him. I ain't supposed to know they culture. Because I'm a nigga out of the motherfucking, from Pontiac, Michigan and Chicago, Illinois. I ain't supposed to know what's going on in Mexico. So have the president of Mexico ban Cinco de Mayo. Watch that motherfucker blow. They can't get a civil war about being exploited. They don't care about that shit. They got all of the wealth that the Middle East got. Mexico got 10 times that in different minerals and in oil. But they not going to blow up about no financial shit like that. Take their spiritual source information from them. Shut down Cinco de Mayo. Full-fledged civil war in about 30 minutes. The idea in the discussion alone might blow that bitch up. Told him to Brazil and say we gonna ban Los Carnaval. And some of them islands that still have the Carnaval, which is still Marti Gras, just in a different part of the land. And it's just, the carnival was everywhere. But go tell them, since we don't know what we're talking about and we don't know the people. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go try to convince one of these goddamn smart-ass politicians to ban these events and watch how our people respond. We will not have the same go along to get along when they fired us off our jobs or when they replace us with somebody that look different. We don't care about that shit for real. What we really care about is our spiritual connection to our ancestors and to the earth. These are key components of the culture that we spiritually know is a direct link to our ancestry and to the earth. When you try to sever that tie, it's like trying to cut a baby's umbilical cord in front of a fucking doula. Nigga, don't do that shit. That woman gonna have all kind of postpartum depression, and the baby gonna grow up thinking that motherfucker in the subconscious, that's not his mama. Cutting that baby umbilical cord. We don't do that. We either gonna do a lotus birth or we gonna cut it after it releases from the uterine walls. A real doula know that shit. You don't go, if she haven't breastfed that baby and cycled that motherfucking milk through the baby, through her motherfucking placenta back up into her uterus for it to release it, ain't no doula supposed to ever let you cut the cord before that. If she know anything about what she doing. The connection from the mother and the baby is incomplete until the baby breastfeed, which tells the mother to release the goddamn placenta. It tells the mother that the baby was born successfully and safe. So all these women with postpartum depression is running around thinking that their baby's been replaced and they died at birth. And we don't know what's wrong with them. The doulas know what's wrong with them. The midwives know what's wrong with them. Go ask them. Go ask them. Why y'all in such a hurry to cut the umbilical cord? What's the problem? Hormones. That's why your baby need a vaccine, because the mother's placenta releases all of his life's immune vaccine, but they cutting it too soon. So now you got to go get vaccinations. Eliminate that shit. Go back to the doulas, go back to the basics, go back to the midwives. Get away from them goddamn bright ass lights that erase your memory when you born so your children can remember who the fuck they is. Yeah, but I don't know our culture. I don't know what the problems that ail our people. And I don't got no remedies for y'all. Bullshit. Bull motherfucking shit. Every mother that had a child ought to sue a doctor for malpractice that cut that motherfucking umbilical cord before it released from the uterine walls. Every mother should file that motherfucking class action against the entire medical system. Because if you a doctor and you don't know that the basic cycling of the chemistry of the mother to the motherfucking placental wall enriches the health of the child and the psychological well-being of the new mother, puts her in mother mode, and you a doctor, you don't know that shit, you shouldn't be practicing. Because that's the most basic part of childbirth that every motherfucker that's birthing children supposed to know. Chemical motherfucking communication between fetus and parent, mother. This is why motherfuckers ain't got no respect for women and mamas now. They fucked around and cut their umbilical cord, and they think all women is something wrong with them. They was born without no motherfucking mama. And all the time, they just cut the umbilical cord and fucked up the chemical motherfucking exchange between parent and child. Basic shit. And half the motherfuckers coming with the naysayer shit don't have a fucking clue what I'm talking about. They don't know. We didn't have no motherfucking prisons, and we didn't have no hospitals. Do the math on that shit. These motherfuckers been here 5 years, and we need prisons every goddamn where, and we need hospitals every goddamn where. We ain't need all that shit. But back then, we had medicine men, doulas, and midwives. So why we ain't need all this shit now? We didn't have a problem with crime because wasn't nobody fucking poor. Because poverty is the cause of 98% of the criminal activity. Mental disease or defect is the rest of it. Right? But we ain't need that shit. Why we need it now? All of a sudden, we just started to go crazy where we got to be locked the fuck up. Look, uncivil war. They told us that we don't get along with our counterpart, our woman. Nigga, we didn't just start having relationships in the 80s and 90s. This just not new. Our relationships work if we not caught up in who the government told us to be. The relationships ain't hard. It go back to what Elijah Muhammad said. Be your own, accept yourself. Or be yourself and accept your own. Your own is any motherfucker on the frequency you on. It ain't got nothing to do with what your skin look like. Because if it did, all them niggas wouldn't have killed our motherfucking greatest leaders. Niggas wouldn't have killed Malcolm if they really believed that Malcolm was one of their own. Even if because in the tribes, this was our culture. In the tribes, when you get development to a certain level where you don't agree with something that your chief doing, it's time for you to be the chief of your own clan. We know that. That's the culture. The same niggas kill clans 13X. Niggas. Wasn't no pale face. You got some of the best 5%ers don't even look like us. Right there in New York. Follow all of the teachings, know they motherfucking, they daily lessons and all that. Look, we can go back. Y'all ever heard of Denmark Vesey or Gabriel Prosser? These are two of the largest so-called slave revolts. It wasn't slave revolt. It was an insurrection of the tribes rising up against the government. But it was always a nigga that sold them out. Niggas sold out Denmark Vesey. Wasn't no pale face. Niggas sold out Gabriel Prosser. Wasn't no pale face. And even in the fictitious story of Nat Turner, right, that was based off of a whole nother conflict that wasn't a murderous conflict. And it was to tell the story of Henry McNeil Turner, and it's a whole nother story behind it. I don't want to get into it. But he was betrayed by a nigga. So it is obvious that the real enemy ain't got nothing to do with skin color. Because if it did, we'd have been came up. We'd have been came up. But every time one of us start coming out from under the oppression, one of us kill them. Sabotage them. falsely accuse them and trump some shit up. Oh man, in the 80s, in the 70s, late 70s, in the early 80s, when the welfare system was telling the mother to get away from the fathers of the children, that all they had to do was accuse them of touching the children, because the allegation is the only evidence you need in order to strip that father of his parental rights, that fucked us up bad. Because now, if you want to get rid of a motherfucker, all you got to do is give him a sex case. Because you don't need no evidence. The allegation alone is sufficient evidence to convict you of a sex case. Then when they start getting the pale face with some shit called date rape, which I call buyer's regret, she didn't like it, so she decided to call rape on them. Right? When they start getting pale face, I said, nigga, don't stand a chance. Them drag queens got these women fighting us so hard under the pretense of women liberation. Half of them bitches was men in drag telling us we at war. How the fuck we at war with these women? First of all, if the men was really at war with the women, they just stopped producing men, period. And we will eventually die out. And they will keep on producing girls through parthenogenesis. If they really was at war with the men. The women ain't at war with, it's a bunch of drag queens that's at war with the women, and they got us stuck in the middle of that shit with their gay agendas, Babylonian sex magic. That's what all that shit is. I keep telling y'all, go back to the captivity of the Jews. Who was they captives to? Babylon. And when they came out of Babylon, what did they have that they didn't have going in? The Talmud and the Mishnah. And what is it laced with? Pedophilia, money magic, and motherfucking money magic, sex magic, and Babylonian money magic, Babylonian sex magic, and Babylonian blood magic. Read it. I ain't making that shit up. It's 3 types of magic. And then they told you they using against you in your Christian doctrine when they said you was born in sin and shaped in iniquity. They talking about Ninner sin, who wrote that shit. None of us don't even know who Ninner sin is. Go look that name up. Because in order to be a sinner, it's the same way in order to be a Christian, you have to have Christian practice. You have to have a Christian doctrine you follow. A sinner follows the doctrine of Ninner sin. And his doctrine is for warfare purposes and to control the people. It's actually to control a superior intellectual people using spiritual manipulation of their energies. And it's the law of the scapegoat. It's the law of the sacrifice. So the guilty was able to shed the blood of the innocent and be forgiven for the dirt they did. Not on this watch. That's what the Babylonian blood magic is all about. They're not just using the adrenochrome. The blood of the innocent, what they call the blood of the sacrifice of the saints. Because everybody know what they're going into before they come here. No matter how old they is when they die, they knew what they was coming into before they came. It's the game of the gods. Some of us want to experience misery to a high degree, so we put ourselves in the pauper god place at the bottom of the social structure. And we able to stay there because we the strongest, so we end up suffering the longest and the worst. But the gods had to learn what they was doing to the mortals when the mortals was experiencing some shit they was calling misery. And because the gods didn't know what that shit was, and they don't know how to be judged, what they say, judged in true faith. They couldn't judge in true faith something they never experienced before. This how they got to be on the top. If you motherfuckers can't think, I can't help you. They got to be on top because what the gods did to the mortals. They threw them away like trash. And mama say you can't throw people away like trash. Even if they is mortals, you still got to have some kind of compassion in your heart if you're going to be over people. You can't govern over people and have vicious and maliceness in your heart. It's going to corrupt the way you deal with the people, and you're going to be extremely harsh for no reason. But at the same time, you can't be no bitch ass pushover either. Sometime a motherfucker needs his motherfucking head chopped off. You got to be the same willing to chop his head off as you is to give up the motherfucking child for his future has not been determined yet. He's 5 years old. He picked up the pistol when it went off and somebody got shot and died. He don't know what the fuck just happened. It's the same thing. So before you can judge something, you have to experience it first, or your judgment is unfair. It's an unjust judgment. And in the game of the gods only strive to be just and fair with all in order to restore the balance. We got 7 generations we got to prepare for now. And from them, we'll begin the cycles for the next 26,000 years. And then we're going to come back. I'm going to argue and fuss at you motherfuckers about how dumb and stupid y'all is, about not seeing this shit and not listening to me until y'all can't not listen to me no more, the same as I'm doing now, the same as I did before. It's cyclic. It's a replay. It's an OB movie on recycle. They change the motherfucking supporting cast and make the movie over again. That's all they doing. But if you don't never learn, you can't do better if you don't know better. But as long as you stay a fucking idiot, you can continuously participate in idiotic shit. So I'm not opposed to opposition because I don't think that everybody is supposed to agree. I'm not opposed to people disagreeing. But slander, backbiting, undermining, I don't like none of that shit. I don't care if you got a different perspective. I don't care if you got a different point of view. I'm not supposed to always agree with you. Because if everybody always agreed, we'd all be doing the same shit and we'd probably never make no progress. Right? So we're supposed to disagree, to debate, to bring out the facts, to determine who is standing on the most solid ground. These people that I'm talking about can't see that the one who fights for the collective is not the same as the one who fights only for itself. I'm not worrying about no motherfucker trying to play with my character. I'm not going to change who I am to facilitate assholes. But I will tell you that let the naysayers keep saying nay, and they voting themselves out. That's all. That ain't got to do with me. The law of the universe is going to be fulfilled whether you like the way it look or whether you don't. The hierarchy of the earth to maintain perfect balance is going to be restored whether you agree with it or disagree with it, whether you like it or not. The oldest contract of the earth is the matriarchal order. The matriarchal gender contract to the earth. The women are miniatures versions of that, out of that contract, because it determined what gender earth would be. I ain't never heard no motherfucker call her Father Earth. Not one time. I have never heard it. Somebody probably do call Earth Father Earth, but I don't know nothing about it. But they probably a drag queen. And I don't got nothing against drag queens. It's just that the enemy is overwhelmingly populated with drag queens. So I got to tell y'all, it's a whole bunch of drag queens. Call themselves priests. Walking around in dresses. Acting like the priestesses who's supposed to be in the positions to hold the balance of the earth. But because y'all think that they more right than these hood niggas, these thug niggas that love niggas, go take sides with them. goddamn popes. Why they call him a pope? Supposed to be N-U-N, which is primordial noon. And the Pope is supposed to be people. Anagram missing the L. And the reason that was, the original nuns of the church were white. And when the Dark Mother ruled, she wore black to mirror the primordial noon, which is the center of the universe called a black hole. And from the darkness comes forth the light. The nuns in the white used to represent the light that spreads across the earth. The nunnery would assess your skills and assign you to what type of priestess you was going to be and send you to your designated location. Example, you are a great oracle. We will send you to practice your priesthood in Delphi. So from Delphi, as the priestess, you hold the balance of the energy that rides along that meridian that they call ley line. If you hold the energy frequency, we'd be able to tell you what to look for, what to tell them not to do, and what to tell them to do, so that we all be on the same page around the world. This is where you think the internet came from. Listen to it close. It's called the internet. But in the homonym, it's an internet, as an inside network. It's talking about the psychic connection of the matriarchal hive mind, which is the prefrontal lobe in the universal mind that emanates from Earth. These are called mirror cells in the brain, but it plays out in the world as women receiving spiritual messages from planet Earth. The mirror cell is for what they call a empathetic link or a sympathetic link. And from there, the illumination of the heart chakra, which is the representative of the core of the earth, sends a beam of magnetic field out that comes through as a torus field around the earth, which makes an aura around the body. And as that light shines from the heart to the empathetic prefrontal lobe, and the cross section be coming from the pineal gland, it's the third eye, that can hone in on the abstract energy that comes from the right brain and project it on the mirror cells. The heart can then read it as a message. That's just the mechanics of the telepathic link. It's the same as the internet, only you don't need no real physical wires. The women operate through the ley lines to magnify whatever it is they're dealing with, to draw in the solution from all of the other sisters who may have ever experienced it. But because they got y'all convinced y'all don't get along with each other, oh, you can't put two sisters in the room together. They be fighting for you know it. Where the fuck y'all get that shit from? That ain't how we behave. That ain't how the women smarter than that. Or they used to be. They used to be. But y'all letting outsiders dictate how much of your psychic ability you willing to accept as valid and how much you willing to give them as a loose exchange. Because whatever you don't use, there's another universal law called the law of use. If you need the tool, it's in the vicinity and nobody else is around, you're supposed to use that motherfucker. Just make sure you put it back when you're done. The law of use. Now, the worst thing is to be useless. That means you have no purpose whatsoever. Everybody be like, I won't nobody using me. Being used is not a problem. It's being misused that is the problem. If you being used, that means you useful for something. But if you being misused, that means somebody taking your kindness for a weakness and is trying to exploit you, and you need to put a wall there. Right? I'm just telling y'all how it is. A lot of people don't like a lot of the shit that I'm saying, but I'm telling y'all this. You can't stop what's coming. This shit is coming. The matriarch is gonna be restored. Big Mama gonna be back on her seat. And the people gonna be compensated for their suffering. And the wicked gonna be compensated for their wickedry. Ain't nobody getting out of here without paying for their dirt. Don't even worry about it. But you got to be able to see beyond the veil in order to know who's the innocent and who's the guilty. Because they always leave you a clue. It's just how perceptive are you to perceive the clue, as in the case with Malachi York. This man been going to the doctor every year, getting STD checkups with his annual checkup, STD screen. All of a sudden, this motherfucker had herpes just long enough to give it to the victim. All of them had this genetically traceable strain of herpes, according to the documents. Only Malachi get to prison and he still don't got no herpes. Somebody lying. Somebody telling a bald-faced motherfucking lie. You can't have herpes for 6 months or a year or 2 years and then just get rid of it. They say herpes is not curable. Even if you cure it, you still gonna have what's known as your white blood cells that was used to fight it off. This is how they get a positive response anyway. When they do testing for diseases, they test to see if your blood is responding to the bacteria, virus, or parasite. If you have certain antibodies and they at a certain count, that means that the thing that is fighting has to be present. Yeah, we don't know all this. We don't know that when they was torturing Malachi and the other women that was locked up with him, they tried to make him take a guilty plea. He tried to plead guilty. Only, if you don't know, there's something when you plead guilty called allocution. If a judge listens to you in allocution and whatever you say is not sufficient to sustain the conviction, the judge is not allowed to accept the guilty plea. But we don't know that because we just assume because in the midst of the torture, he was going to plead guilty to get the women free and to stop them from torturing him with sleep deprivation and other stuff they was doing to him. But we think that the plea meant he was guilty. You don't even know what he was pleading to. Because whatever it was, he didn't give the judge sufficient information to sustain a conviction. So the judge can't accept that plea. So what do then? They go back that shit up with a trial, and they use that for public defamation. It wouldn't have needed a trial if they would have accepted the guilty plea, unless you wanted to create a compelling spectacle. They've been playing us the whole time, and ain't none of us supposed to see this shit, though. We supposed to overlook this shit. We not supposed to know how to read paperwork. We not supposed to be situationally aware to read body language. We ain't have supposed to be perceptive enough for facial recognition of actors playing the part of officials on television as example. If you look at Eric Holder's first arraignment, that judge is the same fucking judge from the 17-year-old boy in Milwaukee who was supposed to be in there, who was supposed to have shot some black people in some kind of riot, but it's the same judge. Now, why would a California judge be in Milwaukee, and only difference is in one of the pictures he don't got no toupee on, and the other one he do? They don't move judges around like that. But nah, we know what's going on. Y'all don't know shit. Right? Y'all don't know shit. This shit was meant to confuse everybody, including me. The only thing is that I'm just a different type of individual. I really don't believe shit until I see it. And then I got to see where it come from. Then I got to go ask my spirit guide if this is the right information. And if my spirit guide says some bullshit, I don't give a fuck what it say. It ain't real. Right? It's just so much stuff. Look at Kobe case. They said Kobe died in a helicopter crash. I said he probably did. My question was, which helicopter was it? Was it the black one, the yellow one, the one that looked like a paramedic helicopter? Was it the one that crashed on the grass or the one that crashed on the concrete? Which one was it? I'm not saying it didn't happen. They said that the police got sued for sharing the pictures. So my question is, which pictures was they sharing? It's a whole bunch of crashes on every news channel got a different goddamn helicopter crash for the same event. So what's going on? Why are they different? When the reporters clearly say the same shit word for word all over the country. They read a script, but in the video replay of the crash, why do they got all of these different helicopters? Nobody asked that question but me. I'm the only one noticing that these helicopters are drastically different from one network to the next. I'm just saying, I don't know what's going on, but I know that this shit don't sit well with me. Right? Tupac. Which one of them 3 BMWs did he get shot in? Was it the one with the gold rims under the bulletin boards? Or was it the one with the chrome rim across the street from the high-rise building? Or was it the hatchback where the police bikes was at? Now, which one of them 3 BMWs, right? The chrome rim, the gold rim, or the hatchback? Which one of them was he in? I'm just saying, I don't know. I wasn't there. I just got questions. Right? Now, in the video, we see Biggie getting in the back of the motherfucking SUV, but they told us he got shot in the front seat. How that happen? He must have been on some goddamn warp shit to warp from the back seat to the front seat. I'm just saying. I got questions. I want to know if the people that shot young Dolph was standing outside, why is all of the glass on the outside of the building when it should have been on the inside? And why ain't no motherfucking blood nowhere? I'm just asking. I don't know. But why it looked like whoever did the shooting was on the inside of the building, because all of the motherfucking glass is falling out the building instead of in the building. I don't know. I'm just asking some questions that just gets my attention. I'm just asking. Right? And in the course of asking these questions, ain't nobody else paying attention to, then it's supposed to be what them people said. Right? I don't know. I'm a hip hop head. I like groups like Dead Prez. I like to listen to Rakim and Wu-Tang Clan, and some of this shit is strange. Oh, that nigga XXX gets on my nerves with that bro shit when he be talking to me. Please don't bring him up. Because I don't like for him to come in with that bro shit every 2 seconds. And I started talking about him, he comes sticking his head in. That was him knocking there. Hey, bro, tell him, bro. Get the fuck out of my head. That's a badass kid, though. Well, he ain't a kid no more. But he been a badass since he was a kid. Look, it's a lot of shit going on. And a lot of people don't think it's what it is. But it's a whole lot of shit about to be revealed that's going to throw a whole lot of people's theories into the wastebasket. This is why they call us Apollonians, the iconoclast, the destroyer, destroying the false idols, the false beliefs, the shit they tricked us into believing. We don't believe that shit no more. We got questions now. We don't have to know the answer, but you got to be able to answer them if you got something to do with causing the question to come about, because that shit don't look right. That shit don't look right. You know? So, y'all ain't gotta believe shit Rod Hayes say. But at the end of the day, y'all eyes gonna see. Everything I'm telling y'all, A1 to God. And y'all gonna see that everything that I've been saying, I've been right the whole time. I've been telling the truth the whole time. I ain't deviated from nothing I said. Right? I came into this life with a mission and motherfucking shit executed. The end game was me to allow y'all to see the receipt build up before I show y'all who the widow is. And the problem is I can't even find her until I get a certain amount of receipts that verifies who I am to her. Because that's the way that it worked. If you're the pretender to the throne, you ought to know the path to get there. If you don't know the path, then it's never meant for you to be there. Right? Because I know the way, I'm obligated to take the lead even if I don't want to. It's tribal customs and traditions. It's the way of the people of the land, not the way of the people that came over here to the land. And since I see what's going on, and since I know the way out of this shit, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing until we all free. And if they stop me before I get us there, Lord help y'all. Because if we ain't all free, ain't none of us free. And they going to try to separate us into who got the right to be free and who don't. And that's going to be the biggest tool of divide and conquer they have left. Because soon as we stop falling for other people telling us how to read our culture and read it for what it is, reflect back on the things your grandparents, your uncles, the old lady down the street, all of them was telling you clues. And only the perceptive is going to pick the clues up and put the puzzle together. Monkey in the motherfucking middle. Don't miss the pieces. Monkey back flip, monkey front flip. Monkey flip, monkey flip, monkey flip. Right? Keep flipping the monkey. That motherfucker gonna grow up. One day y'all gonna realize he a gorilla. And he just holding on to shit with a gorilla's grip. So, that's all I got for today. Just remember what Rod Hayes say. Y'all don't gotta believe me, but y'all motherfucking eyes gon' see. Right? Y'all eyes gon' see. And I'm gonna leave it at that. You know, deuces, I'm out. I'll catch up with y'all on the next one.